Hey guys, so just a couple of disclaimers before we get going. Number one, everything that I'm about to say in this video, my opinions on Superman and Lois, are strictly based on the pilot episode. My opinions might change by the end of the season, at which time I will post a video sharing those opinions on my Patreon page, okay? So again, just my first impressions based solely on the pilot episode. The second disclaimer is a spoiler warning. I will be talking about the pilot episode without any restrictions, okay? So if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to check it out before you watch this video. It's available right now for free on the CW website as well as the CW app, not to be confused with the CW Seed app, which is a whole other thing. Anyway, so there you go. You've been warned. So, this was the first DCW show that I felt a great deal of trepidation towards when it was announced. Even though I am a massive fan, as you can pretty much deduce from this shelf, I'm a pretty big fan of the DCW universe. I'm a big fan of Tyler Hoechlin as Superman from the moment that he first appeared on Supergirl Season 2. In fact, I personally feel that he's a much better Superman than Henry Cavill. Feel free to fight me on that. You will never convince me otherwise. But in spite of that, I still felt a great deal of trepidation when the show was announced right after the Elseworlds crossover, which was a blatant and unapologetic backdoor pilot to both Batwoman and Superman and Lois. Those two shows are announced right after that crossover, and I'm 100% cool with Batwoman. Why? Because we are yet to explore the Batman mythology within the DCW universe. Yes, we've had Arrow, which is a vigilante show, but the Batman mythology is a lot darker, it's a lot more psychological, so I feel like, oh, that's a lot of ground they haven't covered yet. There's plenty to explore there. There's plenty to explore within the Batwoman show. However, we already had a Supergirl show, which already covered a lot of the Superman mythology, a lot of Superman's history. What are they going to do in this Superman and Lois show? What are they going to do? I was concerned that it was going to be repetitive with these two shows on at the same time. So that was my first issue, and that's the first reason why I wasn't really looking forward to this one. And then on top of that, just a few months ago, they released a teaser for this show, and it looked horrible. It looked like something an AV student, not a first-year film student, but an AV student created with After Effects. It looked so bad. And then, of course, they released the synopsis for the show, which is that Superman, Lois, and their two twin sons, Jonathan and Jordan, move back to Smallville. Which sounds both boring and like a really lame sequel to Berlanti's Smallville show that ran on the WB network, which I'm not a fan of. So yeah, I approached the show with just a lot of skepticism and worry. Even after they released the first official trailer, which, by the way, was great. And then I sat down and I watched the pilot, and I'm telling you right now, within the first 7 minutes, not only did they put my worries to rest, but they made Zack Snyder's Man of Steel look like a wet turd. And that movie was already bad, but it made it look even worse. Because in the first 7 minutes of this show, they captured the spirit and heart of Superman far more efficiently than in the 2+ hours of that movie. And I'm not just talking about the little nostalgic bits like when we see them recreate the cover of Action Comics #1, Superman's first appearance, or the fact that he's wearing Superman's original costume during that scene. I'm talking about how they established that they know the reason why Superman works, the reason why Superman is great, the reason why Superman has had this amazing longevity since the late 1930s. Most people look at Superman and they just see the powers. They see that he's got all these amazing abilities and they just assume that he's got it easy, and therefore they just label the character
Superman's boring.
But any comic book fan worth a damn, anybody who's actually sat down and read those books, can tell you that what makes Superman great is not his powers. It's the fact that the superhero stuff, yeah, comes easy to him, but it's the everyday human stuff that is difficult, and that's the fascinating part of this character. That within the first 7 minutes of this show, he can stop a nuclear reactor from having a meltdown, but he cannot connect with his sons.
Dad.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hi, Eliza.
Hi.
Hey, congrats.
Thanks, Dad.
Proud of you.
Thanks. Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm out of it.
All right.
All this incredible power. He can fly across the country in 1 minute and he cannot save his mom. And that's what makes this character great and relatable and interesting, in spite of what you might hear from every ignorant moron who has never actually looked into the character and read the comics and really learned who he's supposed to be. And that's why I have faith in the creators of this show, because they understand that. And that's why I think this show is going to go beyond the pilot and beyond this first season, because it explores the most interesting part of Superman, a part that is based on the adage that no matter who you are, no matter how great you are, you suck to your kids. It'll explore the humanity of this character, who he is behind the suit, and how does he deal with everyday situations that he cannot rely on his powers for. After 9 years of these DCW shows, we know they have all the action and superheroic stuff on lock. We know they have that down. So we know that aspect of Superman and Lois is going to be great. This show, however, has this beautiful family drama aspect side by side with that superhero aspect, and I think that's what's going to make it unique. I think that's what's going to make it awesome. In fact, I want to start talking about the actors, because we've already seen both Taylor Hacklin and Elizabeth Tulloch on previous DCW shows, but on those shows always have an underlying goofiness to them. Here, this is a straight up family drama, and oh my god, have they proven themselves as talented dramatic actors. In fact, just want to give credit to the entire cast all across the board, especially the younger actors, who most of us have never seen before, and here they are on a major show on one of the biggest networks on cable, having these incredible dramatic scenes and doing an incredible job of it. So good job all around, very impressive. Not just the acting, just the quality of the show all around is almost like a movie. The effects, the action, the visuals, the lighting, the cinematography, everything looks so beautiful. I'm blown away by its look. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that right now as it stands, it's the best looking show on the CW. As far as the characters go, a lot of great character work, so just compliments to everybody. The one relationship that I found the most interesting just in the pilot was the relationship between Superman and General Sam Lane, Lois Lane's father, who in most interpretations of the Superman mythology does not like Clark Kent. But here, while there is a little bit of tumultuous tension between the two of them, they put that shit aside, and they have a professional relationship akin to Batman and Commissioner Gordon, which I find very interesting, because they could break into a heated argument at any given moment because their ideals are kind of different, but they have the same goal in mind. So I can't wait to see where they go with this. It seems to be like the relationship that is the most interesting.
Hi, General.
Alright, let's talk about the most spoilery aspect of this pilot and the thing that most people are talking about. The Stranger, this mysterious armored-clad villain who keeps clashing with Superman throughout the pilot. When it ends, of course, we all saw it. He goes into a ship, and the AI on the ship refers to this mysterious, seemingly African-American man as Captain Luthor. What does that mean? Is this Lex Luthor now? Is John Cryer out? What's going on? I think honestly for him just to be Lex Luthor is too easy, it's too simple. I think the creators of the show are far more creative than that. So I have a strong feeling that it's something else. And one of the major things that makes me feel this way is that John Cryer is such an amazing Lex Luthor that I doubt they're just going to get rid of him. So I'm really sure that this is either an alternate version of Lex Luthor, maybe Lex Luthor's son from the future, or somebody who stole a ship that belonged to a Captain Luthor, whether it is the Lex Luthor that we know or another version. I'm sure it's something far more elaborate, far more interesting than him just being the new Lex Luthor. But we'll see. But as it stands right now, I don't think this is the canonical Lex Luthor from this show. Anyway, so to put it plainly, I really enjoy the show. Right after seeing the pilot, I immediately started thinking about buying the DVD, even though I'm yet to see the rest of the season. And that is rare for me. I am grateful for what they're doing with it. I'm grateful for the approach that they're taking with it. We just experienced one of the worst years in American history. And we're in desperate need of hope that things will get better, that things will get back to normal, or as we remember them to be. And the number one fictional character whose purpose in our American myth is to inspire hope is Superman. We need Superman right now in our entertainment, in our media, in our fiction. We need him. So to have him return in this grandiose show, in the second biggest superhero franchise that we have right now, only second to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is wonderful, especially for me being a DC fan. I applaud this show, and I wish it all the luck in the world. I hope it stays good all through the first season and through its entire run. I especially want to give props to the CW. They have given the show all the resources and all the opportunity for it to be a success. You can tell the quality of it just by looking at it, but then on top of that, they've been promoting it like crazy in spite of the pandemic. They've held virtual panels for the actors to answer questions for the fans, and then on top of that, they are giving it the coveted Tuesday night spot following The Flash. Yes, Superman will be following The Flash, as he always should, because The Flash is faster, the end. But The Flash, whether or not you were happy with this past season of The Flash, it's the most successful show on the CW right now, the highest rated show. So whatever show they put after it is gonna get some of the runoff audience, leftover audience from watching The Flash. So they're giving Superman all the opportunities to succeed, and as a DC fan, as a Superman fan, I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much for listening to my ridiculous thoughts on Superman and Lois. Feel free to share your opinions in the comment section below. As per usual, I ask you to be civil with one another. For now, I am deeply looking forward to the rest of it, and let's see where they go with it. I hope that you're looking forward to it too, because like I said, I feel that we desperately need a show like this one. I just hope that I'm equally as enthusiastic about it at the end of the season. But for now, thank you for your ongoing support, because I couldn't do what I do without you.